They said it was over. The Titans were gone, the walls had fallen, and humanity had moved on. The history books recorded the Titan War as nothing more than a dark chapter in the past, a horror that ended with the death of the last founding Titan. No one wanted to remember, no one wanted to believe that such monsters had ever existed. The world had finally begun to heal, but the past has a way of resurfacing when you least expect it. The government said it was a simple scientific expedition, an examination of a long-abandoned Marleyan facility hidden deep beneath the ruins of Liberio. My team, 5 researchers, a handful of soldiers for security, was sent in to assess any remaining Titan-related materials and dispose of them. We were told it was a formality, a way to ensure nothing was left to be exploited. I should have known better. The facility was untouched since the war. Dust blanketed the consoles, monitors long dead. The air was stale, thick with something acrid. The deeper we went, the more unsettling it became. Unmarked steel doors, scratch marks on the walls, old restraints dangling from rusted chains. Then we found the cell. It was a reinforced chamber, thick glass running floor to ceiling. Unlike the rest of the facility, the lights inside flickered erratically. A lone message had been scrawled onto the glass with something dark, dried blood, or something worse. "I'm still here." We exchanged uneasy glances. Nothing in our files mentioned a live subject. The facility was supposed to have been abandoned decades ago, but the room beyond the glass wasn't empty. A figure stood in the shadows. At first we thought it was a corpse, frozen in place, but then it moved. Not a violent lurch or an animalistic thrash like the mindless titans we knew from history. This one moved deliberately. It stepped forward into the dim light, revealing its face. My breath caught in my throat. Golden eyes, sharp, knowing, human. Titans were never human once they transformed. Their minds were devoured by instinct, reduced to nothing but hunger and destruction. But this one, it studied us. It was aware. That's when I noticed something even worse. The face, the jawline, the structure. Twisted but unmistakable. I had seen it before, in every textbook detailing the final battles of the war. Eren Yeager. But that was impossible. Eren Yeager had died. His body was obliterated. His very existence was erased from the world. There was nothing left to bury. No trace of him should have remained. Yet he was standing in front of me. We should have left right then, burned the place to the ground and erased every trace of what we found. But we were scientists. Curiosity overrode fear. We examined the data logs, decrypting old files buried within the facility's systems. The truth we uncovered made my blood run cold. Eren Yeager was not dead, not in the way we understood death. The Marleyans had captured something in the aftermath of the war, a remnant of Titan biology, something beyond human comprehension. It wasn't a corpse. It wasn't even a person anymore. It was an idea, a force that refused to die. The founding Titan's power had rewritten the world once, changing reality itself. But the power never truly vanished. It had simply been waiting for us to find it. The first to die was Carter, one of the security officers. His screams came from the monitoring room where he had been watching the containment cell. When we arrived, we found him convulsing, blood streaming from his nose and ears. His eyes were wide, his pupils blown out like he had seen something impossible. We checked the security footage. The Titan had never moved, but Carter had seen something that killed him from the inside out. Then we heard it, a heartbeat. Loud, rhythmic, wrong, not coming from any of us, not from the facility itself, from inside our own heads. A message appeared on every terminal screen, typed out in some unseen force. See you later. That's when the lights cut out. One by one, my team fell. Some vanished without a trace, their bodies never found. Others were discovered twisted, half-shifted into grotesque forms, Titan bodies that had no business existing in the real world. A fusion of man and monster, incomplete and suffering. Then there was the voice. It whispered in the dark, too distorted to recognize, but too familiar to ignore. Why did you bring me back? I ran. I don't know how I made it out. One moment I was lost in the darkness, and the next I was waking up outside the facility, alone. The entrance had sealed itself behind me, as if the building had never wanted me to leave. No one believed me when I returned. The government erased every trace of the mission. My colleagues were listed as missing, our research files destroyed. The world moved on, pretending nothing had happened. But I remember. I hear the heartbeat every night. I see golden eyes watching from the shadows. The power of the Titans never left this world. It merely slumbered, waiting for someone foolish enough to wake it. And we did. Somewhere, deep beneath the earth, the last Titan is still waiting, still watching, and it remembers us.